Today, I wanted to break down some of the defensive issues and some of the strong defensive plays by the Washington Wizards. Here's just a few offensive clips from the first couple of games, but we're going to dive into the defense of the Washington Wizards and what it will take from them on each play in order to be successful. Remember, you can also find me on the West Wolf Podcast, on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and much more. But let's get to breaking down this defense. Let's watch this outstanding defensive play in its entirety. Great switches, great communication, and great closeouts. The best part about this is that everyone is very disciplined on this play. Now, let's break it down frame by frame. First of all, the switch by Bradley Beal and Troy Brown Jr. here is absolutely perfect. They communicate perfectly and they execute it perfectly. And the best part of this part is that they both fight hard over the screens. They stick right to the hips of their players, making it difficult for them to get off a shot. Once Seth Curry receives this ball, Thomas Bryant does an outstanding job of trying to deny Embiid the ball. Does Embiid eventually get the ball? Of course, but when he gets the ball, he only leaves Embiid 9 seconds on the shot clock, making him move much faster on this play than what he would like to. This is outstanding execution by the Wizards so far. Here is the most beautiful part of the defensive play. Watch Westbrook and Ish Smith move simultaneously once they communicate with Beal that he's going to double. Look at that. At the same exact time, making it a difficult pass, and then a very, very controlled closeout, a very disciplined closeout without fouling, shutting the space down. Now, Thomas Bryant rebounds this ball and he fumbles it out of bounds, but nonetheless, this is a great defensive play. Here's another good defensive play. First off, Ish Smith and Bonga do a great job of switching this pick and roll right there. And once again, Thomas Bryant pushes Embiid way out where he's uncomfortable with only 10 seconds left on the clock again. And once again, Beal and Bonga rotate to close the gaps since Troy Brown Jr. is the one who decides to double. Look at that. This is beautiful execution and discipline. The problem isn't that they can't, the problem is that they don't consistently. Key to the previous plays was communication. Look here where Russell Westbrook is looking back as if he knows the screen is coming, and he seems to assume there's going to be a switch. There is no switch because neither of them communicated such. Westbrook thinks there's a switch. Thomas Bryant ends up guarding just air, is really guarding no one, and results in an easy basket for Ben Simmons. Okay, so let's look at the game-sealing play versus the 76ers. This play definitely frustrated me. Clearly, the breakdowns from the beginning. Bradley Beal has no idea there's a screen coming, which means Thomas Bryant did not communicate that Embiid was coming for the screen. That throws off the entire play. It takes Beal forever to get around the screen. Thomas Bryant ends up kind of guarding space. Russell Westbrook stuck guarding two people. He decides to go to Embiid rather than stick with Ben Simmons, which results in a dunk and an easy basket, and then the game was over. Look, this video was not to talk about how bad the Washington Wizards are. This video was to show Wizards fans, Westbrook fans, Beal fans that this team, when they decide to be disciplined and play good defense, they can. That's what those first two clips were about. The last two was about them having breakdowns and not being disciplined. This team can do it if they stay focused and just do it. They're just not doing that consistently. That's what I wanted to show. If they can do it consistently and be a 20, 21st, 22nd ranked defense, then they can be a great team together because their offense is potent. They're just not doing that. They cannot be at 157 points per 100 possessions in the fourth quarter. That is their defensive rating in the fourth quarter. They cannot give up 117 points a night. It just won't work. That's what this video was about. But again, if you guys liked the video, please click like and subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe and go listen to my podcast, the West Wolf Podcast, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Breaker, Spotify, all those. Feel free to go take a look, take a listen. I really appreciate it. And as always, until next time, peace.